Live from Las Vegas.
Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Houston, Texas.
All
There
right.
you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Grumpus on fire. Okay, Mr. Grumpus is a good friend to our channel.
Yes, he is.
And we would like to feature him today on a little bit about barbecuing, about how we met and stuff like that. So, Bill, if you wouldn't mind, explain to everybody, what your channel's all about and, a little bit about what you do.
Well, my channel is all about backyard barbecue. More geared towards the novice than the experts. There's plenty of videos out there for experts. But I just want to show people you can cook some good food in the backyard, relax, have a good time while you're doing it, and just don't take it so serious. Bingo. It's just food.
There you go.
You either eat it or you can't.
Yeah.
I love that philosophy.
Yeah, I mean that's and that we met, I believe, on the dude. See, the dude is the culprit. Okay.
Yeah. I blame him for all this.
Yeah. For all us meeting, but you know what? In a way, it was a good thing because both you, dude, and just about everybody that we met from his lives that he was doing. All supported us pretty good because in the beginning, keto was like, whoa, no, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
And furthest thing from the truth. So if you watch Grumpus's channel, okay, to me, very relaxing. Okay. Explains everything. Okay. Really gets you, almost feels like you're in his backyard.
Yes.
Actually, that's how I feel about it.
You're out there cooking with him, drinking a beer.
So,
well, I just, I'm more into the process as much as I am the actual end result.
Right.
And to me, I don't know about y'all, but, I work a full-time job. It's busy all week long. And if I can put something on a pit low and slow, that forces me low and slow. I don't want to set and forget and go mow the yard or anything. I don't want to mow and cook on the same day. So it gives me an excuse to sit in a chair somewhere for, 8 to 16 hours and just chill out.
Way to unwind.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like that.
Me and Mike started out together, basically within a week or two of one another. Okay.
Right. And we're coming up on an anniversary.
Yeah. So I turned around and I said to him, I said, you got to come up, or get up, watch Mike, the dude's channel and this and that and meet all these different people. I said, I think it would help us out a lot. And it did. It really did. The love we got from the barbecue people, have some was a little bit, but the rest was really open up because it's all about cooking, like you said, the process, the whole
right,
and the whole 9 yards. But you have one of the nicer smoker pits I've seen.
Yes.
That other people have. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you. It's way overkill for me.
No,
my wife couldn't believe it when it showed up.
You got to watch that video too of that thing delivering. Most people think about you go to Walmart, get a grill, bring it home, put it together, and start cooking it.
Well, that's why I ended up with what I have because I was tired of burning them up every 2-3 years. Because I literally cook outside, weather permitting, 5 to 6 days a week.
Wow!
And if I fire up a pit, I always have a gasser. Just for the weeknights. But, by the time you spend $300, $400, sometimes even $500 on a cheap smoker, I burned them son of a guns out in 2 summers.
Yeah.
And it didn't take too many decades for me to figure out I'd already paid for that pit. I just didn't have it yet.
Yeah, that's the right way of looking at it.
My last pit.
Yeah. And how long did that take to get in the backyard, I think? I mean,
we worked all day. And that's about, I ran a tape, that fence is 60 feet. And it took 4 of us almost all freaking day
to get that in the back. Wow.
Now the funny thing is, when I got it, he said it probably estimated around 1,500 to 1,600 pounds.
Oh,
so we're breaking deck boards. We're getting the car jack out, trying to move this thing around. We finally got it into place. We're all sitting around sweating, panting. And my neighbor says, we probably should have took some of these shelves out. so we had all the accessories I had bought. Everything was inside the pit. Not a one of us thought about we probably could have taken 500 pounds out of that pit. We just thought
We
we
do
were
one
so
trip whether
excited.
we want to or not.
We were so excited to get that thing unloaded and in the backyard. Nobody thought about taking any weight out of it.
Man,
Yeah.
That's
that's
just
taking one trip to a
Call
Yeah,
Home
right.
Depot. We need more wood.
we didn't go back.
That's
you
hysterical.
got a way of sympathizing with the pyramid makers, right?
Exactly.
So watching your videos and stuff like that in your channel, like I said, to me it's relaxing to watch. It's just the way you explain everything like that. But you also have other stuff going on. I know you just built a nice arbor in the back, grow some of your vegetables, and
Yeah.
you got a pond and stuff like that.
I've got too many hobbies.
Yeah, well,
I need to narrow down to one or two hobbies and try to get good at those instead of just but
Yeah.
it's necessity, growing up. You want stuff done around the house. You either figure out what it's going to cost to have somebody do it, or what it's going to cost for me to buy the tools and do it myself and end up with tools when I'm done. So that's generally how it worked out.
Yeah, I totally agree with you with that. I mean, I'm always thinking that, not the feeling that you're getting ripped off, but I mean, if I could do this myself, I believe, save a lot of money and get to know how to get the nuts and bolts of it. So.
Oh, well, yeah, we just had a good example. We just had a storm blow through here a couple of weeks ago, and I lost a lot of tree branches and stuff out of my oak tree. In fact, it fell in the neighbor's yard, and she couldn't even get out of her door.
Wow.
So the guy come along, and he, got a bid on getting that stuff taken care of. And I told him, I said, just, because he's working me over, letting me know how much it costs to haul the stuff and all this stuff like that. And I said, I'll tell you what, you just branch them out and get the brush gone and leave all the big stuff for me, and I'll take care of it. So that's what he did. Well, last Sunday, I was out with chainsaw working on that stuff. And I mean, it was hot. I'd been out there several hours. Guy drives by in a pickup truck, and he didn't even shut the motor off. He just walked up. He says, with pleasantries, stuff like that. He says, I'll haul that off for you for $100. I said, you give me $150 and you can have it. I got $250 easy of barbecue wood right here.
Yeah, exactly.
It took me a couple of weekends to move it, but I'm not giving that away.
Or paying him to take it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pay him to go make some money on it? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
That's funny as hell. Funny. So
wow.
That's
hilarious.
With your pit and stuff like that. What's your go-to, Bill? What's your go-to food that you would, is it more of a challenge or something that, like pork, brisket, or beef or chicken? Or
I like trying new things. I like, there's only so many ways you can cook ribs in a brisket.
Bingo.
There's only so many videos you can make.
Yeah.
I mean, what do? You add more salt one time and make that a video? I mean, it's hard to narrow down. So I like trying things out of the box. For example, I did a rib video where I hung some ribs. A good friend of ours that we lost a few years back, Phil Rogers, Phil and Florence was his channel name. He was real big on hanging ribs in a drum smoker.
Okay.
And he tried his best to convince me to build a fire in that vertical part of my pit and hang ribs up there. And I just didn't want to build the fire. That's the wrong end. And and we did a little, several of us did little tribute videos when he passed. And that's what I ended up doing. I built the fire down there for him, and those ribs come out excellent.
Yeah.
So just out of the, off the wall type things like that. I got one video where I took a skimmer like you'd use for a boiling, like crawfish, stuff like that. I took one of those mesh ladles, I guess you'd call it, and made a hanger so I could put a turkey on it and hang it. So, different things like that. I like trying unusual stuff that gets people's attention. Some of it's kind of goofy, but I'm kind of a goofy DIYer, and some people find it interesting. Some people won't. Just like you said with the arbor, I didn't think anybody would be interested in that.
Yeah.
But I had all these pictures, and I thought, well, shoot. And I looked through it, and I thought I can probably do this in 2 minutes and find the right music, and they just do that out there. So just for grins, how I build it in 2 minutes.
See, that's like how me and Mike, Mike will come, off out of the box with something. Okay, I told him on his,
Mike's got some good stuff out there.
Thank you.
I told him,
you.
I said, your opening should change. Okay, you should have actually a lab coat on. Okay,
I can't find a lab coat without spending a fortune on it.
With the chart, the whole bit. Okay, what we're gonna do, the formula here for this and that, because he comes off the wall with some stuff, and it makes you go like this.
Makes you go, yeah.
So,
better than going,
yeah. Well, no, like this. So the one day he puts out a video. Me and Marie watch. Usually in the morning we'll put on different videos, different people I'm subscribed to, and we'll watch videos, have our coffee, the whole bit. So, as everybody knows, on keto we don't eat bread. Okay, no flour, no whatever sugars. So, where's the finger? This guy, where the hell you at, Mike? This guy over there, back
Quit giving
there.
me the finger. Quit giving me the finger.
Right there.
Yeah, that guy. Thank you.
Him right here. I'm right here. Watch which finger you're pointing with too.
He does one with a chaffle, okay, and he put caraway seeds in it, okay, and swore up and down that it tasted like rye bread. Now, I was a connoisseur of rye bread. That was the one thing that I missed, okay, and it just so happened that in the oven the night before I had made a pastrami from a hunk of brisket I had.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Went through the whole routine. So he's talking about this. Man, it tastes like rye bread. I told Marie, fire up the chaffle machine. She said, I'll be right back. But the point, not being long-winded, but the point was that I watch everybody else do different things and makes me go, let me try it a different way.
So,
I mean, bottom line is we all end up stealing ideas from everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, we all put our own twist on it, but
exactly right.
you're
like, what if I do this? What if?
Yeah,
I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna do this with it and make it something different. Now, did it taste like rye bread?
damn right it did. Yeah, it really did. But and here's the other twist to it. Rather than make it look like a waffle, I have a chaffle maker, a waffle maker, small one, but I have one without the ridges. It's like a little griddle. Came out even better in that because it mimicked the bread. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, just everybody has different ways of doing things. A lot of the barbecue people that I watch and follow, a lot of great ideas and stuff. Changing things up. I know Lance. Lance is one guy who likes to hang the ribs. Okay, he was always a component of that.
Hadn't Kevin done that? Hadn't Kevin done that too?
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin did.
He's got hell. Kevin got every dang outdoor grill known to man. I wish I had just a quarter of what he's got.
Well, saying that's one of the things that drives me on coming up with different things in my pit, because I don't have a big yard, and I really have no desire to own a whole bunch of different cooking stuff. I don't have room to start with. So generally I'm trying to, and a lot of times it's abuse on my pit, but I'm trying to replicate how to get the same result on the one piece of equipment I have. Because, hanging ribs and building the fire in the vertical end, which is the total opposite end of the firebox,
right?
That proved my point right there that I really don't need a drum smoker.
Right.
Because this did the same thing.
Right.
I've put stuff inside the firebox. I really don't need a pizza oven and these different things. So when I bought the pit, I tried to figure out how to make it as versatile and add anything I needed that would maybe down the road, the ideas I would come up with, I'd be able to use this one piece of equipment.
Yeah. I got from Monument Grill sent me out a griddle, a 22-inch griddle that I made a couple videos with it, but I'm doing it out of not the ordinary, not smash burgers or anything else like that. So I got one coming up that I did a shrimp scampi on. Made the sauce, everything right on the griddle. Okay. Now, being that we don't eat, the pizza crust and stuff like that, you don't need a pizza oven. You really don't. You know what I mean? you know, put a stone on it and a cover to go over top of it. You can cook it just about on anywhere. You know what I mean?
I mean, I have done homemade pizzas in the firebox itself,
Yeah.
and they came out perfect.
Yeah.
Now, having
that's-
said all of that,
Genius.
I really, really want a pizza oven. I want, but it's not just I want to build the pizza oven. That's on my bucket list. I don't know how much I would cook on it, but I want to build one. I could see myself, and I could probably convince the wife. You know, we can do pizzas. I can do breads, all these different things like that. But deep down inside, I just want to build one.
My son has a pizza oven. He didn't build it. It's a store bought one.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm here to tell you, he cook when he's home. He works out of state a lot, but when he's home, he makes pizza 2 or 3 times a week, but it's in different ways. It's not just a pizza.
I'll tell you,
turns,
if you want to
ways
get
of changing it.
If you want to get excited about cooking like that, there's a guy I follow. His channel is I think it's the Wood Fired Oven Cook.
Yeah.
Did you check him out, Tom?
Yes, I did.
You talk about a relaxing, smooth. I mean, he's probably spends a fortune on his videos, but it's so smooth. It rolls along real nice, and he leaves you wanting for more every time. But you talk about a nice oven, dude.
This guy cooks everything in that oven, the wood fire. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, everything, soup to nuts. But here's what gets
lamb, meat, anything.
Man.
He
He use a Dutch oven with it or something?
No, it's a big pizza oven.
That was.
I mean, when he's wanting to do something that you just can't lay in there, does he put like a Dutch oven in there to put it in? Like,
oh yeah, he's got a lot of cast iron cookware,
Okay.
a lot of steel cookware that he uses. A lot of nice dishes. I've looked up some of his dishes. When this guy's reeking in money.
Yeah. I sent him a comment. I said, "You're killing me," and then I went, "Marie, get the wine out." He's got to
talk about a relaxing videos to watch. I mean, it is nice, very well done.
Yeah,
I'll have to check it out.
And I'm not related to him or anything. I just stumbled across him.
Yeah. Yeah, and getting back to your channel and stuff like that.
Okay.
He is Mr. Grumpus is the most even keel guy that I met on YouTube. Okay, I get a little hyper. This and it, and he tells me, calm down, take it easy. Because food. I mean, because you can get wrapped up. Okay, in the analytics and this and that and blah. And he was the one who told me, cook. That's all you got to do. Just cook. Do what you got to do.
When he sliced off his finger, making linguine.
What I also enjoy doing in my videos is when the problems crop up, I want to show how to overcome them. If your pit's running away from you, how are we going to calm this down before it ruins your brisket? Right. If it's taking too long, how much heat do we add to it? How do we add the heat to it without it getting away from us? Yeah. So that's a big part of. It's more of I'm not a teacher, but I know when I used to look on YouTube before I bought my pit, I was shopping around and watched a lot of videos, and a lot of times you got a guy he's going to pull the brisket out of the wrapper. Put a knife to it. The next time you see it, he's putting seasoning on it. He's putting it on the pit, and then he's slicing it. You don't know what happened in between the time putting it on the pit and when it was finished. How did he manage his fire? How did he manage the smoke? How did he keep it from running away from him? That's the parts from A to B. I get a little long-winded on my videos, but I think they're a little bit unique because I do go into the detail. People can always fast forward. But you can't find something that's not there.
Exactly.
So I just put it all in there. I tell everybody, I just try to make a video that I'd want to watch. And hopefully I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
So Mike turns around and says to me one day, I I did a video on my computer just went blank.
Uh-oh.
I did a video on making hollandaise sauce, okay, from scratch, okay. So he said to me, "Wow, that was pretty fast without breaking my stones." Okay, wow, that was fast.
Premature salsillation.
I
Hell,
got my
you're gonna build Popeye muscles making hollandaise.
so I said to him, "What do you mean?" You know, he says, "Well," he said, we separated the eggs, and then he said, trying to be nice, he said, "And next thing you know, we see the sauce." Bingo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And with you telling me, take your time, because I was looking at time frame. You know,
I never look at time frame.
8 minutes or 6 minutes, you're gonna lose people the whole bit. So I was wrapped up in that world about it. Okay. And Mike made a lot of sense. Wow. He says, I know it takes a lot longer than that. So actually it takes almost 45 minutes to make a proper hollandaise sauce.
Put out the best video you can and just throw it out there. Edit it down to where it doesn't, get boring or anything. But some stories take longer to tell.
Especially when I'm cursing. You rat bastard.
If you'd edit all that out, it'd be pretty short videos.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I was impressed that you cut out all that when you sliced your finger. You see the beginning of it, and then it's and I'm going, oh, it's fixing to get X-rated here.
Yeah. Marie was in the other room, and I yelled out, "Yo, I'm bleeding." She come walking out like nonchalant, and she's saying, "You can't put that in a video." No shit.
After I watched it, I said, "You spent a lot of time on the editing board, didn't you?"
Well, see, everybody thinks that I'm polite. Okay, that was a cutting that I cut my pinky in at work. Okay, and I had to wrap I had wound up going to the emergency room, and then they had to reconnect the tendon up, shave my arm, my leg, the whole bit. It looked like a whack job in the hospital. Right? But everybody, when I would drink, everybody thought I was polite, like that.
Who's this guy think he is?
Yeah, I'll poke you in the eye.
This past Christmas, my mother-in-law, we have a Christmas brunch that we do here every year, and my mother-in-law would bring this grits casserole that everybody loves. And I'm telling you, it's delicious, full of carbs, but it's delicious. And she said, she's almost 89 now, and said, "Yeah, it ain't in me no more." And we said, all right, no problem. I'll make it. And my daughter said, no, Dad, I want to do it. And I said, fine, no problem. Do it. Well, she said, she was here at the house, and she started making it Christmas morning, and make it with real grits and none of that instant crap. And they, so she gets to making it, and it gets lumpy. And she said, well, these are ruined. They're slumpy. I got to start over. I said, you are giving up real quick. And she said, what do you mean? She said, can you do better? And I said,
step aside, grasshopper.
Stand aside and watch. Yeah, stand aside and watch. So I saved it, and I got it. And she goes, how did you do that? And I said, you just work it. You got to add more liquid in there, and you work it and let it cook. You may have to cook it a little bit longer, but you can get the lumps out of it. Yeah, you got to whisk. If you ain't whisking, it ain't coming.
That's right. My grandson, all of a sudden now, he's shown a big interest in cooking and stuff like that. And you know what? He's got a little bit of talent with it. You know what I mean? So trying different things. He's, Pop, it's not keto. What does that mean? You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Cook what you want to cook. Cook what you want to eat. Right. But learn to cook. Learn from your mistakes. So me and him together, I made him some pasta, fresh pasta, and with the egg and the flour and this and that, I did it up, wrapped it up to him. I said, take this home, wait till tomorrow, roll it out. We waited a couple days and then put it out, but I never heard from him. So he was like kind of a little afraid to tell me that the pasta didn't come out the way he wanted it, and this and that. So he didn't roll it thin enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it came out too thick. I said, but see, there's a call for that also. I said that could become a dumpling.
Yep.
With that, it's this almost the same thing. I says, but don't stop. Keep going. Keep. Now I showed you how to do it and keep on going. So now he's coming around. It makes me feel good. It really does.
Well, that's a big part of it, is learning how to save the mistake.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, I ain't rich enough to throw it out.
Well, I mean, that's true. But for many years, I did carpentry work. I ran a cabinet shop, and I used to tell new guys coming in all the time. I said the difference between a carpenter and a craftsman is the craftsman knows how to cover his mistakes better.
Right.
I
The
like
difference between a cook and a chef is how you treat the mistakes, how you save something that's getting away from you.
Right.
Yeah. I used to have people come up to me and say, do you know how to do German food? Nope.
No. But I'll learn. I can try.
Okay. I said, I'll give it a shot, but that's not my forte.
Make spaghetti and let a German eat it.
Yeah. I'll call it wunderbar. I mean, no problem. But that's, people have the wrong premise about
I'll put kielbasa in it. Oh, that's Polish. Never mind.
about the cooking end of it. You know what I mean? The whole idea is I try to show people different ways. Okay. No sugar, no this and that. That's my deal. Okay. That's what this keto is all about. That's me. And I'm showing you how I came about to where I'm at now. All right. But as far as cooking anything else, I had a menu that I followed. Okay. And I had to know everything on that menu. Okay. Plus specials. Okay. So when people say to me, well, what's the recipe for that? I have no clue, because I'm learning just like you are right now. I'm trying stuff, but I'm filming it.
Yeah.
Basically is the whole thing. I had one video I put up, and I'm holding up broccoli, and Marie says, and I'm like looking for something on the broccoli. Marie says, what are you doing? I said, I'm looking for the ingredients just to get that point out. Okay.
Yes. I like that.
So now with your channel, okay, how you trim things up, and you spell it right out. Hey, I don't know how this is going to be, but let's do it this way. This is what I like doing with it like that. And that was the intriguing part of me. And I tell you, everybody, check out Bill's channel. There it is right there at Grumpus on Fire Barbecue.
Well, I try real hard to never say this is how you do it, because there's several ways that people want to argue on how you do it. I'm just showing what I did and why I did it that way, and why it turned out the way it did, good or bad.
Yeah.
That's how he and I do. We're like, hey, this ain't the only way.
It's not a religion.
Exactly.
Yeah. I did not too long ago. I put up and the naysayers right away. I get plummeted with that. Oh, that's a lot of sugar in that, or this and that. Okay, but relax. The portion size I'm having, it's not going to affect me as far as my blood sugars. So calm down. It's all good. Butternut squash, and I'm going to tell you, I did butternut squash with all Chinese 5-spice, a little heavier, a little bit more cinnamon. Okay, and then my Tommy spice, salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. Put that on there and put it in the oven. Got it cooked, and I finished it with a bourbon sauce. Finished cooking in bourbon and butter.
I like it.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm going to tell you something. I looked at Maria and says, fire up the car. We're going back to get more butternut squash. But that's, how I seen it. Yeah, it's got a little bit more sugar in it. Okay. Yeah. When I cooked it up, but the portion size is what I had. Okay. That's tolerable for me. So the whole point was when somebody says, well, what's the recipe? Well, let me have the recipe. I'm winging this.
Do any of us really cook the same thing twice the same way?
Hell no.
My wife is on me all the time. I'll fix something she really likes. She said, what'd you do? I'm going to write it down. What'd you do? I'm going to write it down. I said, well, I don't know what I did.
Mine will say, she'll say, oh, this is a hit. I hope you remember what you did. And I said,
Exactly.
well, yeah, but yes and no. You
Wait,
know,
whoa, whoa. Hold on
I
a minute,
already did
Mike.
it that way. I don't do
Yeah.
it that way again.
Hold on a minute, Mike. Okay,
Yeah.
I can hear it in your voice when you're watching Paige. Okay, and she'll dig into something and she'll go, "No, I don't like it." All right, folks, that's the end of the video.
yeah, yeah.
It's all. And Marie's a great cook. Marie used to make her own pastas and stuff like that from scratch. I mean, that's the way she was taught. But to get a recipe out of Marie is, forget about it. You just can't. I don't know. Smidge of this, okay?
Yeah.
Little smudgy of this. The frig's is smudgy, you know? Well, just say, like this, whatever.
Yeah,
But
my wife's a really good cook. She just over it.
I told Maria, I said, next year, Christmas time, you're getting a GPS so you can find the kitchen again.
My wife can cook. She's always been a really good cook, and she still can. The problem is with her Alzheimer's, she'll sit there while she's cooking, like, did I already put this in?
Yeah.
I don't remember if I did.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Everybody says, "Well, do you barbecue this and that?" Or, "Well, I had more barbecue pits in my lifetime in Florida when I sold everything to come out here. I had everything. I had set it up. I had a 36-inch a Blackstone, the whole bit, and then next to that, I had a turkey fryer, the burner, that I built into a table that I used for my wok. Okay, and then in the corner, I had my little Kamado Joe. And then I had a gas grill. And then next to the gas grill, I had Marie hated me because I was rescuing barbecues for a while. Okay. And I turned around and I made one into a deep fryer. Okay. Put another burner, took the guts out of it. Well, whatever. But yeah, I mean, we cooked outside every day.
You took a barbecue grill and turned it into a deep fryer?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's for another video. But
okay,
it worked. Okay, my point is that we did, but now things have changed. Okay, I'm 68. All right, where I live, I'm not allowed to have anything with an open flame outside. I get around that a little bit here and there. I don't do it all the time, but you have to make changes with it. So the premise is, and what I like about Bill's channel and what Mike does, all we need is fire. Some kind of heat, source, whatever, and then we cook. That's that's the whole idea. My thing is, I said to somebody the other day, I said, Sunday's my day. I like Sunday dinner, the whole bit, okay. And I said that's part of me growing up and everything like that. Family was always around. I said I'm wondering in the future, okay, people are going to sit back and reminisce and say, boy, remember when we got that Grubhub delivery for Sunday dinner? Boy, the driver was really nice. So the whole idea is get people back cooking again, and these guys right here do. So,
sometimes I wonder where these guys' points of view come from the comments and stuff, because I look at keto just as another ethnic. I mean, you got Italian, you got German, you got Mexican, you got keto, you got barbecue. I don't see where this hard and fast rule comes in on the keto police.
Yeah,
because I mean, there's barbecue police out there and all that too, but it seems like the keto end of it, you guys really take a hammering.
You got some that are
outside the lines.
Yeah, you got some that they'll crucify you for some things if you start doing it, and they
It lets you know they watched.
Yeah, and I tell them thanks for watching.
There you go.
Thanks for watching.
And it's the same. You hit the nail on the head with the barbecue stuff like that. My thing is I like the different ethnic foods. Okay,
I do too.
Different. The difference, but it's not different. Okay, it's just Mexican food. Okay, if you stop and look at it, sauce, some cheese and stuff like that. Look at Italian food, sauce, some cheese and whatever. Okay, now I all of a sudden now I switched from standard oregano to Mexican oregano. Deeper flavor. Okay, really, I mean, and economical to boot. So different Oriental stuff like that, but it all comes down to like a little sauce or something that has the ingredients, the more natural ingredients you have.
Right.
I blame all this baloney about keto and stuff because it's commercialized.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they put a label on
You got a point.
it. They put up there, this is keto friendly.
This.
Yeah, no added
But
sugar.
I tell people all the time, if there was only one hard, fast way to do barbecue, then we'd all just go to the same restaurant and eat the same thing.
It'd be pretty boring. It'd be pretty boring.
The whole point in doing my own brisket at home is to get it the way I like it.
Right.
The smoke that I like, the type of wood I like, the seasonings I like. I can go out and eat some really nice barbecue here in Texas. I don't have to cook it at home, and I don't have to sit in a chair for 16 hours waiting on it either.
That's it. That's it.
I get it my way.
Yep.
There's a song about that, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like Burger King.
Yeah. That is so true. I mean, it's like that one you did with the jerk seasoning and stuff. That was really good. My point of view was thinking out of the box, trying it this way, and the detail that you put into it, to doing it. So
I had no idea how it would come out.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
But it was a hit.
Yeah, yeah, and to do it again or to watch that. See, that's I get a lot of stuff. Mike does too. Mike, where the hell did I go? Mike, now you see me? No, you don't.
You green screened yourself right out of it.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's sometimes
this side of the green screen.
Yeah. The lighting and everything is just but the whole premise is that when I do watch other people do stuff, 805, okay, Drunken Chef, then when they make their sauces and their salsas and stuff like that, I'm a big fan of that because I never did it before, okay, and I'm to the type where I'm going to give that a shot, okay. So that's what I'm going to be cooking today is from that. Okay, but I'm changing things up with different sauces. So going forward with your channel and stuff, did you open the box yet?
It's soon.
We have a little thing going.
Believe it or not, I was working on that a little bit. Working on the video a little bit this week.
Okay, that's funny as hell.
What is it they teach you in culinary school? I mean, one of the first things they teach you is how to make the mother sauces.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing is that the stocks. If you don't get the stocks right and stuff like that,
right.
The premise of it all is to get it doing from the source. Okay, bones, the bone marrow. Al Lunacy put up one. Actually, I seen it on Facebook. Bone marrow. Now he's in my realm right there. That's my.
I saw that. That was a good video.
Yeah, that's where I like. That's the stuff I like to do because I used to make. Once I left the family business, I went into another restaurant to work, and I was like the saucier. I would make all the different sauces, the soups and stuff like that, and then that would be during the day, and then at night, run the line. But that's as I'm getting older, I'm thinking of things of how we would do it. For instance, making a tomato sauce. Okay, the way I was taught, no sugar, no sugar, butter. When I would tell people that, they would look at me like I'm a nut. Butter? How are you putting butter in there in the sauce? Well, it neutralizes the acid.
Right.
Okay.
And that's what the whole point of the sugar is. Yeah,
and butter does a lot that people don't realize what butter does for you. But like I'm saying, just watch them making barbecue sauces and stuff like that. That's intriguing to me. That really is. You know what I mean? To make it your way, make it taste your way.
Yeah. Now you touched on my Jamaican video.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you're a follower of my channel, you wouldn't realize that part of that whole video was me using the rotisserie.
Right.
That grill don't come with a rotisserie. Right. I've got another video where I actually made and set it up to show how you could do it. And I wanted to follow that up and let people see that I actually do use that rotisserie all the time. It wasn't just a one-time knockoff just to do a video. That it's something I wanted, it's something I did, and I use it a lot. But unless you know all my other videos and knew that came along, you'd think, well, that's just something came with the pit.
Yeah. You took it many steps further. I mean, as far as tying up the the meat and stuff.
Oh, that was a
to
two-day deal.
Yeah. But that's my whole point of it, that the detail that you do go into with it like that, for a guy like me, that was very intriguing. Other people might just blow through it, like you said before, cut, season, burn, slice, and move on, but very, very detailed stuff. So what's in your future?
By the way, I cut the crap out of my hand during that video too. I was slicing a mango, and the mangoes are slippery.
They are. They are.
Dude slipped out of my hand. I cut the crap out of my finger.
So you just had a birthday, and
yeah, I'm still in mourning a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's getting easier or what, but I know one thing.
70, man, I can't believe it.
Yeah. Well, I'm knocking on the door.
They never bothered me before, but this one has really bothered me a lot.
Yeah. I'm knocking on that door, and I get it. You know what I mean? The mind says, yeah, but the body just says, what?
Oh, yeah.
Drunk?
Yeah. I worked all day yesterday on that wood, sawing it up and hauling it back. Actual work time was probably, I was out there 8 hours. Actual work time was probably 2 and probably 6 hours worth of breaks.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all right. It got done.
I get out of bed in the morning, and it sounds like I'm reciting my vowels. Hey, ooh, like that. But you know what? The more I'm with YouTube and stuff like that, watching you guys and stuff, and other channels, it's very interesting, man. I there again, you sort of got me squared away as far as relax, take it easy, do what you got to do. And I appreciate it, really do. The same token, I'm learning. I'm still learning. You're never too old to stop learning anything.
Oh, that's true. So true.
Yeah. You don't know everything. And just the way things are right today. I mean, now I do feel like that guy. Get off my grass. You know what I mean? About Sunday.
My patience is getting a little thinner. My fuse might be a little shorter.
I mean,
I'm not getting older and running out of fuse.
Yeah. I went and got a haircut the other day, and I walked in, and the lady at the desk said, do you have an appointment? I said, well, if I didn't, why would I be here? You know what I mean? It just don't make any sense. But the future for us older gents, what does it look like for you there, sir? You going to ever give up work?
Well, I will eventually, but at this particular point in time, I see no reason to just wake up and decide I'm done grabbing a paycheck.
Yeah. Okay. No, I totally agree.
As long as I can still get up. I mean, physical, I don't do that much physically anymore. I run a company, and everybody else does all the grunt work.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't hate my job. It is a grind. I stay busy, but as long as I'm able to do it, I don't see any reason to stop. I mean, the day will come I can't get out of bed, or I don't want to get out of bed, or it's going to be hard to get in and out of the car and stuff like that. That'll be the time to hang it up. But right now, there's no reason just to stop bringing in money.
No, I totally understand. And also, with the price of things right now, I mean, it's
nuts.
The meat prices are completely crazy. I mean,
yeah,
for a while I was buying full roll chuck roast, okay, because I couldn't afford brisket anymore, okay, or other steaks and ribeye to buy a whole, because I like to butcher my own stuff.
I do too.
Butcher, cut it up and everything, vacuum seal, freeze it, but for a whole ribeye, okay, it's close to $200.
Oh yeah, I haven't been able to afford one of them in a long time.
Yeah.
I
looked at them in Costco
Christmas
yesterday.
and New Year's, they'll throw them on sale down here. And if you're lucky, you can get one for $130, $150. But
so
you were talking about when to hang it up and all. I had this guy that I worked with. He was an old timer at the time, and I was young. I was in my 20s, and he he was in his 60s, and I said, how do you know when it's time to go? He goes, oh, that's easy. And I said, what do you mean? He said, see, at your age, you wake up every morning, you say, good morning, Lord. When it gets to the point where you go, good Lord, morning,
I like
that's
that.
when it's time.
I like
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny as hell. I mean,
Yeah.
I had to give up everything because of health reasons. I mean, I live
right, and I still have my health, so that's another reason to keep working. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't
Yeah.
even take a multivitamin. I don't take
Yeah.
anything.
You sound like
So,
Marie.
so I mean, I'm sure that could change at the flip of a switch. But
Yeah.
right now, even though it's attractive to just stay home and do YouTube full time and that kind of stuff, I don't really see a reason just to cut off my income.
See,
Yeah.
I am see that, and that people don't think about that either. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do. I know people that retired 6 to 10 weeks later, not here. You know what I mean? Just
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
stop and think about it. Everybody always wonders, can I make it on Social Security?
Yeah.
Well, while you got a job and draw Social Security, that's a good time to find out. Just bank one of those checks and just see if you can make it on
See if
Social
you can make
Security
it.
or not.
There you go.
The the other thing is like now with I try to push people to cook at home and this and that. And I had one person say to me, "Well, the food's very expensive." Yes, it is. Alternatives, you can't have ribeyes. Can't afford it. Okay, step down one. Make it your own. Make something your own. Do a little more research on it. The research is free to do.
Yep.
Okay, on what you want to achieve.
Right.
Okay, so do more research and make the adjustments on it. Right. Thank God I did this keto stuff. The first time I did, I was a complete failure at it. 44 pounds I lost, and I gained 62 back. Okay, I put myself in jeopardy again.
Yeah.
Okay, I had broken a leg. I had 13 screws, pins, just all that crap. Long story short, without doing this, I don't know where I'd be, honestly. So,
I look for deals big time.
Well, I do too. I never know what I'm going to come home with because I don't. My
That's what I'm
list is
saying.
at the store.
Yeah. My wife would say, you want to make a list? I said, no. And she'd say, why? And I said, because
give me your brisket.
Your brisket or your life.
Yeah. And I said, what I'll do is we go. I'll go to Kroger and I found it at Ingles too. Well, yeah. This last video I put out, I used 2 New York strips that I bought at Ingles that had been marked down because it was the day before expiration.
Mhm.
And they marked it down, and regularly it was over $20. And I got 2 good. You saw them, Tom. They were good size New York strips.
Yeah.
That both of them together less than $10.
Excuse me.
And
Yeah,
it was
that's
like
the way to go.
it was like $8.
Yeah.
And
Back in the day in the restaurant, it was seafood and steaks. Okay, so our big seller was lobster and also prime rib. Okay, we go through prime rib like crazy, but we also had filet mignon. Okay, and we had New York strips, and we also had ribeye. Ribeye at the time, okay, was the cheapest cut of meat you could get because back then it was all about the fat. No fat. Don't eat no fat.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would take a whole ribeye, and you have a section of ribeye that's the eye is a little bit bigger on it, and then it starts getting a little bit fattier towards the end. So I would cut it 1 inch on a slicer, okay. And when I started getting into the fattier end of it, I would cut them 1/4 inch, okay. One sold for $6.99, the other one sold for $3.99, okay. And I'd sell them all day long. But what I did was I would put them in a big tub, food grade tub, and I'd load it with a quart of Maggi sauce and finish the rest up with water and let them marinate overnight. They went on the grill. We sold them all day long for that price. Okay. Now, okay, that's it. People say, well, why do you use a lot of New York strips? Can't afford ribeyes. I seen a butt end filet mignon about that big. Okay. $70. I can't. I'm not going to.
That's a sin.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm not going to pay that kind of money for it. Even like I said, the truck the chuck roll I would get for $50. Now it's 130.
Mhm.
So, you got to adjust basically. I just can't see spending that kind of money to sit down for me and Marie to look at each other and say, this is good.
Well, I've tried to convince the wife the easiest way to cut down on our grocery bill is to reduce our waste. So, sometimes she'll say, "Well, do we need a piece of meat that big?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to get 3 meals out of it.
There you go.
I'm going to cook it one time, and I'm going to figure out 3 different ways to cook it for dinner. Why buy the small one now tomorrow you're wondering what you're going to cook?"
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
or you get a piece that's just a little bit bigger than what 2 people can eat. So you end up throwing 15-20% of it away because there's not enough to save for a meal.
Yep.
And it's going to sit there in the refrigerator until you can't identify what it is anymore.
Yeah.
So
See,
I try to shop smarter and try to focus on less food waste. And that's helped me bring my grocery bill down.
Yeah. And that's a true fact. I know Mike does the same thing. Eggs, when the big egg deal was, okay. I mean, on
That's
keto,
not buying eggs.
yeah. I mean, we had no choice. Now, the other day or last week it was, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Went to the store. I shop now at ethnic markets. I don't shop at general food stores anymore because they're ripping us off. That's my little thing. The ethnic stores actually treat their people a lot better than our grocery stores do.
You're right.
Okay.
Well, that's true. I mean, you lived here in Houston. You know how Fiesta. You ever go into a Fiesta grocery store?
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
want
Yeah.
produce? That's where you go. You go to Fiesta because they
Yeah.
eat a lot of produce there. It may not be pretty like HEB, but a little blemish on the skin you're going to peel off anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you can save a lot of money that way.
Yep.
So in that realm that you're talking about, it's shopping smarter. Okay, that's why I'm making all these. I don't want to pass up an opportunity. If I'm going to be cooking something, like I'll have one day where I'll make one video and get 3 different videos out of it because I'll go shopping. I'll get the peppers. I like to make the pepper sauce and stuff. That gets cooked down. I use it a little bit and put that into the freezer. That's for another use.
Yeah.
And I portion it so that I know a lot of people who make a tomato sauce. Okay, big pot of tomato sauce and then put it in the freezer.
Yep.
You got to use the whole thing now when you take it out.
Yep.
So I use my vacuum sealer and I'll portion it out.
Yep,
I also have a sous vide iron. Okay, that I'll put in the water and stuff like that. I haven't been using, but I'm going to start because I'll take a chuck roast. So I'll put that in, let that run overnight. Okay, reduce on the electric doing it. I'll cook that overnight and I'll take that out and I'll either put it in a smoker to finish it. You know what I mean? And then just trying to smarten up with that. That's why the crock pot, all of a sudden, like I said, I got some different ideas I'm going to try with the crock pot and go from there.
Well, I probably burn up three different food savers. And this last time around, I went ahead and got one of the chamber vacs.
Yeah.
Even the cheap ones are expensive. I think I paid $329 or $350, something like that for it. But I have probably saved thousands of dollars in food that I've saved. And the nice thing about this thing is it doesn't suck the air out of the bag. So you can actually have a lot of moist food in the bag and it doesn't try to suck it out where it doesn't seal very good.
Right.
And like I'll go to the store and pick up a family pack of chicken legs or something, 99 cents a pound.
Mm-hmm.
Like 10 or 12 legs in there. I'll cook them all at once, portion them out. I usually put 4 to a bag. I'll go ahead and seal them up, freeze them already cooked, ready to go. I come home from work. All I got to do is thaw it out, throw it in some boiling water or a sink full of warm water. And if I want to throw them on the grill and put a little sauce on them, I can.
Yep.
Or do anything else I want to with it. It's really, really quick and it lasts a long time. No waste.
Mike, I know Mike, like you said with the station stuff, that video come out. I was a little happy to see him do that because you know why? Me and him were working off of each other, what we're doing, everything like that, and he did it his way. You know what I mean? But in the same token, we can't ribeye. I seen ribeyes two in a thing was almost $60, I think, for 2. Really?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I really don't.
Yeah, we're $13, $14 a pound. for ribeye over here.
They had I was at Costco yesterday, and I looked. I was going to get a brisket, but then I looked at it, and it was a small brisket. It wasn't. It was like a half of a brisket, and it was like $90.
That's
I said,
insane.
nope.
I complain about meat prices, but from what I understand from listening to other people, we're probably one of the cheaper places in the country.
Yeah.
But even at that, even a select brisket is going for over $2 a pound right now.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you catch a sale, it'd be $1.97 or $2.29 or something like that. But they're usually so big and hard that you just don't. You're better off buying a prime at half the weight. Pay that extra $1 a pound, and you end up with a better piece of meat. But I don't buy prime very often.
Excuse me. Seafood now out here, it's the cost. Sometimes I'll get 2 pound bags, anywhere between $15 and $17 for 2 pounds. 16, 20 or U15s, U13 sometimes. Vein taken out and the shell's split, so the shell's still on it, which to me is okay. I have a lot of people say to me, well, you want shrimp, you want to get it fresh. I live in the desert. Hello. But I went to this
I buy frozen shrimp all the time. I pass up the fresh and I buy frozen.
I'm 5 hours from the coast. I don't mind frozen.
If I buy 2 pounds of shrimp and I want to go home and split it up into 1 pound packages, I can do that.
Out here, there's a Wilco store that I went to. Some of the prices are a little crazy, but I found 5 pounds of shrimp 1620s, same way I would get it in 2 pound bag, $26. So you know what I did. So I got a freezer half full of shrimp, because I do cook a lot of it and stuff like that. So that's there again, shopping smart, and they're taking cheaper cuts of meat, okay, and the prices of them are going up.
You're giving them fancy names.
Yeah, flat iron.
Yeah.
We got a flat iron steak, okay.
Yeah.
Or the one I like is they make it look like a filet mignon, and it is not a ribeye, it's the eye round.
Eye round, right? Yeah.
Okay, cut up and make it look like a filet mignon. Until you put it in the pan and cook it, okay, you need a hammer and a chisel to cut it. So it's great, and it's just a take on it. But I think us guys and most of the people that I'm connected with, and most of us are connected with, change things up a little bit. You know what I mean? I have a lot of people say to me, "You need ribeye is my favorite." Yeah, ribeye is my favorite.
Yeah,
my favorite too.
I mean, if you like steak and you don't like ribeye, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's the primo cut.
Yeah, well, now
as long as you get one that's got a decent amount of fat on it to where it'll render it to be tender.
Like Tom's talking about that fake fillet. I mean, that's a perfect meat for a crock pot. So that's where we get ideas off each other and learn. It's technique. It's learning how to deal with what you have in hand.
Wait, remember hey, brisket used to be the throwaway meat.
Yeah. I understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And then
that being said, I have had some I throwed away.
Yeah.
I've had some that were beyond saving. But usually that was alcohol induced.
Yeah. There you go. That's good point.
Too long a nap.
Good point.
What time is it? Bourbon 30.
Yeah. Back in the day, okay, we used to make our own corned beefs in our restaurant, okay, and a process, okay, that you have to go through. Okay, I mean a long process. I would do it 21 days. Most people would do it 14, but I would do it. And I had one instance I stopped doing it because I had one instance where I would keep them where nobody would go near them. Okay, so I had the walk-in box, and I also had the beer cooler for the restaurant and bar on the other side. So what I would do is I would nestle them in the back, and I had them labeled. Okay, when each one was done. Okay, and every day I'd have to go in and turn them. Okay, they'd be in the brine. I take the tape off, put another label on it that day. That was my deal, and it was brisket. It was all brisket. We did pastrami's also, until one day I noticed the box was moved. Whoa, wait a minute. What happened? Who was in here? Who did this? It was like the big FBI investigation, who did it. I had to get rid of him. I had to throw him out because you know why? I couldn't finish the process because I don't know which one was which now.
Oh, I see.
In that line of process. Okay. You could kill somebody.
Yep.
With doing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So we did away with it. But I was getting brisket back then like 49 cents a pound. You know what I mean?
Wow. What I wouldn't give to find that now.
I had a couple of friends of mine in New York that we used to get together and we go into like Dresden's or something like that, and get the brisket, the brisket sandwich and stuff like that. There was no trimming. I mean, there was that whole thing that went in that and they cooked it and the way it came out. Yeah, I mean, so everybody has a different way of doing things, But yeah, I mean,
now when you did your corned beef, did you do the points, flats, or was it the whole packer?
Whole packer. The whole packer, and then I would cut it off. I would take the points once I would, when they were done, I would take the points, cut the points off, and they became pastrami.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would make the pastrami out of that, and the other ones we would do that. So, it was an Irish pub, basically what we had. But yeah, I had to get away from it because you hurt somebody, it's a bad reputation, especially in the food business.
Yeah.
So I had a couple people say, "Well, why don't you make the corned beefs again and stuff?" Why? First of all, can't afford it.
Yep.
And then at that time, some of that pickling salt that I was using, and not good anymore. So things evolve and things change.
There's some things I just don't need to reinvent the wheel on. Corned beef is one of them. I've got a pork belly. It's been in my freezer for probably 8 or 9 months because I was going to make bacon. And every time I think about it, I'm thinking, why do I can buy bacon? Why do I need to do that?
Yeah, exactly. So with that said, that Oriental store I go to, they slice it for you, no matter how you want it. I get them, that thick, 2-inch thick, whatever. Real easy. Put it in the smoker. It's over with.
So I'll probably end up just doing some burn-ins with it.
You know what? They come out the best on it. I mean, it just, that's my go-to. And I'm not going to, like you said, reinvent the wheel. It doesn't make sense.
I'm with you. There ain't no point to reinventing it. I mean, you talked about it earlier with it. Just because I'm making it this way, don't mean you got to make it this way.
Right.
So, but in your efforts to not make it like me, don't go trying to, make it so difficult that you don't want to do it anymore.
Well, it's like spaghetti sauce. Okay, I'll brown up some hamburger. I'll chop up vegetables and stuff like that and get everything going. Sometimes mushrooms, whatever I have at hand, and then I'll dump some jarred sauce on it. And I've had people in my family criticize, well, what, you went to that much trouble? Why not make your own tomato sauce? I said, why would I make tomato sauce and add garlic and onions to it when I can buy a jar that has garlic and onions added to it? It's a base, but I still made it my own.
Yeah.
I don't need to reinvent that wheel.
Right. And in the past, the jar sauce was horrible. Now they got some really good jar sauces out there.
Yeah.
It's, you're thinking, and can I make it as cheap as what they've got it? It's like I use a stir fry sauce with G. Hughes has done. I can make my own sauce to go in the stir fry.
Right.
But his is fantastic and it doesn't cost that much.
When you buy six bottles of the ingredients, you've done spent $20.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
$5 you can get it pre-mixed.
Exactly.
That's why I go to these ethnic stores and I'll get plum tomatoes. I mean, look like they come in with a dump truck and dump the tomatoes or avocados, everything. I was like, holy crap! Look at all the peppers and stuff. I mean, it was unbelievable. But just to show people that people go through you got to blanch it, peel the skin, take the seed. No, you don't. You don't have to do that. everybody has a high-speed food processor. Okay, you cook that down, run it through the food processor, it chips everything away to where it's not there. And if you're really skeptical about it, you run it through a sieve. There's
Right.
your tomato sauce. You know what I'm
Even
saying?
a good blender will do it.
Yeah.
So you turn around and you're talking maybe 20 minutes to a half hour, because I don't cook the sauce a long time. That tomato is a waste of time, unless you're braising meat in it, or you're cooking, you just brown meatballs
Right.
and stuff like that. That's the only time you're really supposed to cook the sauce down. I get in arguments. I had two Italian friends of mine. One calls it gravy, the other one calls it sauce. Okay, so I get them two fighting, and I'd sit back and just watch them go. I'd watch them. Gravy.
Papa Top, and say, y'all have
It's
fun.
like fat side up or fat side down.
Yeah, and my one, and one guy said to the other guy, he said, "Wait a minute, time out." He said, "Look at that fat Irishman over there. He's loving this because he started this fight." But yeah, I mean, it's all good stuff. I don't know, Bill. So I guess the question is, okay, what's next on the agenda for Grumpus on Fire?
You mean as far as videos?
Yeah. I mean, you're never going to make another one.
I am in a rut that I just can't seem to get out of.
He has made you have gone into emeritus status.
Pretty much have. I mean, I use Evernote all the time. And I've got video ideas, so I'm constantly writing down ideas. So it's just the lack of getting my butt out there and doing it.
Well, that's what I said. His Evernote. I said I wrote down on one of the lines, remind Bill to open the box.
I said, a buddy of mine one day, he said, the day got done and I'm over there at his house. I came to see him to pick something up. And I said, so what'd you do today? He said, well, I was going to cut the grass. And I looked and I said, why didn't you? He said, I didn't want to.
Well, I think some stuff that I struggle with, like I said earlier, there's only so many different ways you can cook the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And growing up, my dad was all hands-on, a tradesman, mm-hmm. And I grew up that way, hands-on. I'm kind of handy. A lot of things I do, to me, they not only come easy, but they don't seem like that big of a deal.
Right.
And I've done a couple of DIY things videos that, to me, I second guessed on even posting it, but they were big hits. Yeah. So I think, and I talked to Granny about this, Charlotte about this. To me, to do YouTube takes a certain amount of arrogance, and I'm talking about myself. Mm-hmm. To do YouTube videos, it takes a certain amount of arrogance that what I've got to say is important enough for other people to hear. And I struggle with the things that come easy for me as being interesting enough that anybody else would be curious about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure you guys go through the same thing, trying to come up with these brilliant ideas, these great, fantastic, go viral ideas that we come up with, stuff like that. And a lot of times it's just the simple stuff. You would not believe the feedback I've gotten on that 2-minute arbor video. And to me, it wasn't even a video. My wife shot some pictures while I was working on it.
Yeah.
But that's not something I would normally share with anybody. It's just something I wanted to do, so I just did it. So that's what I struggle with on coming up with videos. Like the other night, I told you I did the ribs I heated them up with no fire. That would have been a great video in hindsight.
Yeah.
I mean, people would have found that a hoot. But trying to come up with ideas and thinking, how can I make this interesting to somebody else? Because it's not interesting to me, because it's just something I do. So that's the stagnant area I'm in right now. But like I showed you, I've got some ideas that I just need to get out and do them.
Yeah.
It's just been so damn hot.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, I always thought, okay, and this is on my mind. I always meant to ask you 100 times every time I seen you. All right, with all that crazy weather you have in Houston, how about and your uh, pit is all iron. How do you maintain that thing as far as with rust and stuff like that? You know, because it does happen.
Well, I mean, I probably haven't done as good a job of it as some people would have. I've got some rust on it, but it just I'm not close enough to the coast. I don't think salt air or anything like that bothers it.
Yeah.
The biggest thing on my pit is I do have some blistering on the paint,
Okay.
but only down on the firebox end because I have abused it and really built some hellacious fires just to try different things. If I treated it just like the smoker it was designed to be, it'd be pristine because the paint on the rest of it is pristine. But to try to get 300 degrees 7 feet away from the box, I've got to have a pretty good fire rolling.
Yeah.
I did a chili video to where I did some cornbread. Well, the cornbread I think needed to be at 325, 350, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
For me to build a fire that's 700 degrees in the box, you're going to lose a little bit of paint.
Yeah.
But that being said, I bought the pit as a tool, a cooking tool to use, not as a monument of the money I spent on a pit. So yeah, it's got some blistered paint. That's one of my ideas for a video is to come up and do a 5-year review or something like that. Maybe do a little maintenance and show how I take care of it. But I got a 1/2-inch firebox. That thing's never going to rust through while I've got it.
Yeah. Right. No.
Yeah.
So that's the maintenance part of it. I've got I grease the hinges once in a while. I keep it clean, and keep it wiped down. But I don't cover it to try to keep the rain off of it or anything like that. I think that's just a waste of time because then it sweats underneath it, and you're holding all that moisture in instead of letting it air dry.
Right.
50% humidity will do it every time. No, and the reason why I asked that was because in Florida I had the 36-inch Blackstone. Okay, for 2 people and for what I cooked on it was a waste. I should have had a smaller one. Okay, but just the humidity alone. I mean, I had to fire that thing up just about every day or every other day, and oil it. Make sure that underneath was oil. Was cooked off and everything else like that. So I, watching some of your videos, I'm saying, wonder how tough that is to keep that, especially in your climate. Oiling up everything like that. And so
I haven't had that. I mean, I seasoned it right after I got it, and I've never put anything on the outside. I've not put any oil on the outside. I'll take and when I'm doing a cook and after everything's running to temperature, and if I've got time or feel like it, I'll take a terry cloth towel and just kind of wipe the outside down a little bit, get some of the pollen and the dust off of it.
Okay. And that thing's a beast. I mean, it's a freaking beast.
It's as far as maintenance, I haven't really gone out of my way to do anything special. The main thing is just keeping grates clean and things like that, so it doesn't gross people out when you've gone to some of these barbecue places. It looks like stalactites hanging off these grates and stuff. I think, man, do I really want to eat that? They haven't. That pit hasn't been without fire for probably 5 years, and you got all this stuff hanging. I try not to have that.
There's a restaurant. I'm sorry, go ahead.
All the germs anyway every time you fire it up. So
exactly.
Yeah, there's a restaurant somewhere up north. I can't remember where, but they make these hamburgers, and they've got this big old pot.
Deep fryer.
It's with oil in it. They never change the oil. It is always the same oil, and they'll cook the burger. And then they'll put it in there and they'll deep fry it the rest of the way, kind of sear it on the outside, then stick it in there.
Yeah.
And all they do is cover it at night after it's cooled off and fire it back up the next day. They don't clean it. It's that way.
I've seen that.
I don't know that that's something I would brag about.
But folks come from all around up there. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
It should be called casino burgers because you know what? You're gambling.
Yeah.
Really are gambling.
Yeah.
Well, I got coming up now. in probably August. Maybe I might push it back to September. Everybody that has been subscriber to me and stuff like that, and the people that really matter a lot to me, got an olive oil bottle. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking about, I talked about it with Mike and stuff, but I'm going to do simple. I'm going to do a collab for the month, whatever. Whoever has no pressure, no nothing, no time restrictions, just how you cook with olive oil. And you put it up. I'm going to try to put it to where everybody gets,
I cook every meal with olive oil.
Yeah. So I'm sure
There's not very many. I don't use olive. There's very few.
So that's going to be the next thing. The next thing I'm going to try to do is a collaboration with everybody, and whatever. But at the end, I'm going to try to work it out to where I can do a drawing, legit drawing.
Yeah.
Okay. And I got the Popeye bottle that Marie made, and usually use that for vinegar. So I'm gonna, I think there's like might be 30 bottles that we sent out around that area.
You kept her busy.
You know what?
And he drank a lot of wine.
Yeah, my friggin' liver is killing me.
Yeah.
So now,
for the team.
Yeah, so exactly. I mean, I'm getting ready in a minute there to fire one up anyway. Who knows what we're gonna make? Maybe we'll make a wimpy bottle. But Marie had to back off because there again, talking about age. Now all of a sudden, now arthritis is kicking in and stuff like that. So yeah. But it's sort of like my appreciation type of thing, and I'll do that.
It's not a great idea.
Trying to figure out, and we'll hand out Popeye. So, with that said, Bill, you got anything else you want to say, or?
No, not really. I mean, I'm just like I said, I'm just a backyard guy, just doing my thing and turning the camera on. And I'm grateful for anybody that tunes in, wants to watch my stuff. Really appreciate comments and things like that. I've been very fortunate that I haven't had a lot of trolls or nasty, mean people pop on. Yeah. I try to keep the channel as PG as I can because my grandkids watch it.
That's right. Yeah.
But other than that, I'm no choir boy by any stretch of imagination.
Everybody. Yeah.
But I appreciate everybody that follows me. I appreciate you guys having me on. You guys got great channels. I don't leave comments like I should sometimes, but a lot of times I'm sneaking and watching them at work, and I don't have time to clickety-clackety all afternoon answering comments and things like that. But I do watch your stuff, and you're right, Tom and Mike. We've got a great group of people we hang with, and I don't know about you guys, but the friendship part of YouTube is something that caught me totally off guard. I never imagined meeting people and becoming such good friends with people I'd never met face to face.
That's right. And that's where I'm at. I mean, it actually blew me. That's how we met. All of us met right here. Mm-hmm. That actually blew me away because wow, I don't hear from family.
Well, yeah. I told my mom once, she was talking about, they all get a kick out of it because I'm a private guy to start. I'm pretty private. And for me to get out on YouTube and share myself, stuff like that. And I told her, I said, this is the family that I can count on.
Yeah.
If anytime there's several people, anytime I needed anything, I could pick up the phone and just give them a call.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, this guy over here. Okay. Every once in a while, hey, what's going on? This and that, down in the dumps, whatever. Dude. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people. Yeah. Chris from Tennessee Bushcrafters and stuff.
Yeah.
All great people. Charlotte, you know what I mean?
I told my mom, I said, this is kind of a modern day ham radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Used to be CB trying to reach a mile away on CB, and now we're from one corner of the world to the other.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, breaker, good buddy.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, you got people. I mean, Patrick. I mean, come on,
he's great.
Yeah. Jonesy.
I mean, well, I mean,
Jonesy's down there with him. Yep.
Yeah. Jonesy's down there in Tasmania in the land down under the land down under.
I got Patrick's wooden spoon. I got to ship it out.
Subliminal.
The original spoons got hijacked. I told you, right, by the Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's what I heard.
It's in the Caribbean, so I don't know if he's ever going to get them. But there again, that's my point. Great community, great people. Actually, you look forward. I had a video put up today. I haven't checked on it since this morning, but bam, it comes right back. Hey, it looks good. The whole 9 yards. That's what I look for. I mean, I don't care if go viral or anything like that. I got to the milestone. You taught me a lot, sir. You really did. And I appreciate you. That's why the camaraderie that way. Hey, Tom, relax. Take it easy. Try this and do that, and try this and do that. Okay.
You don't need another job.
You know what though?
You're retired.
But this keeps me busy. This keeps me from
exactly, and that's one reason I started my channel was to keep family informed. And I figure, okay, when the day comes, I do retire. I've already got my toe in the water. I know a little bit where I want to go with it, and I'll be ready.
Yeah,
I mean, because I call this out here the desert carnival cruise out here.
But as you both know, this could turn into a full-time job very easily if you let it.
Oh yeah.
If you let it.
Oh yeah.
That's like Marie.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just not my goal. That's not my end goal.
You got
my end goal is to have the hobby support itself.
Right.
Yeah. That's pretty much mine too. If I can just cover what I'm spending, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to make money, but if I could have a hobby that didn't come out of pocket, that'd be wonderful.
I'm talking with a couple of these ethnic stores and stuff like that about I gave them my because I walk around sometimes with the camera, and some places frown on it. Okay, and other places said I don't see nothing. Okay, when's the video going to go up and stuff like that? So that I'm working something out, not to get free stuff or anything to that point, but to get notified as far as, hey, I'm going to put you up on this video, or
you could always give them a shout out. That'd be great. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, with that said, we're at an hour and 21 minutes. Bill, I appreciate it so much.
This has been a hoot. I love it.
It really went an hour and 20 minutes
so far. Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it.
No.
Everybody, please click on at Grumpus on Fire Barbecue. Check him out. Really good. Mike needs some. Damn.
Yeah, watch his video on the arbor. You'll see the fastest arbor build you ever saw in your life.
It only took 2 minutes.
Yeah. Everybody, please check out Mike. Ketorific Cooking, Ketorific Journey with Mike. Boy, if I get my ass straight, I'll be all right. Mike needs some watch hours. Okay. We try to push him out there a little bit more.
Well, Mike, Tom, I really appreciate you letting me on this. It's been a lot of fun. I can't believe the time went by so fast.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you donating party on Sunday afternoon to do this.
Y'all got my numbers. If you need anything, don't be afraid to get in touch.
Okay. Stick around. I'm going to end this right here.
See ya.
Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.